girls, good morning all of you. I hope you and your family is good at home. After a long vacation, today I am going to start accountancy. Right? In the 11th standard, we have studied about the sole proprietorship. In the sole proprietorship, we studied the terms of accountancy, then journals, subsidiary book, cash book, rectification of error, and final accounts of a sole proprietorship. In the 12th standard, we have to do study about the partnership firm and the company's account. There are total two parts in the accounts, part 1 and part 2. In the part 1, we will do study regarding the partnership firm, and in the part 2, we will do study of a company's account. Right girls? There are total 7 chapters in a partnership firm. It means in a part 1. You can see here, these all 7 chapters are regarding the partnership firm. In that, we have to do study about the introduction of a partnership firm, final accounts of a partnership firm, valuation of goodwill. It means how to calculate goodwill in a partnership firm, reconstruction of a partnership, then admission, retirement and dissolution of a partnership firm. Right girls? Before going to the chapter, I would like to explain you paper style of accountancy. In the accountancy, in the board paper, there will be total 6 sections in your paper. Section A, Section B, Section C, D, E and F. Okay. Section E is a MCQ. There will be 10 MCQs. Each weightage is a 1 mark. So total 10 mark. Section B is a 1-line question answer, theoretical questions. Section C, short sums. The weightage of each short sum is a 3 marks. There will be 6 questions. So 3 6 are 18. Total weight of this section is a 18 mark. Section D, again short sums. The weightage of this type of a sum is a 4 mark. There will be 4 questions. So total 4 4s are 16 mark. Section E, long sum. The weightage of this type of a sum is a 8 mark. There will be 3 questions. So 8 3s are total 24 marks. And last section is a long sum. It means a final accounts. There will be 2 final account sum. One is a final account of a partnership firm and second is a final account of a company. The weightage of each final account is 11 marks. So total 22 marks. In this way you have to attend the paper of 100 marks. Okay girls, let me start the chapter. Chapter number 1 is a introduction of a partnership firm. In this, first we see the introduction. Now, what is a partnership firm? First we see the meaning of a partnership firm. The definition of a partnership firm is given in the Partnership Act 1932, Section 4. So, according to the Section 4 of Indian Partnership Act 1932, partnership is the relation between the person who have agreed to share the profit of a business carried on by all or any one of them acting for all. It means a partnership firm is a relationship between more than 2 persons. Here all the persons are gathered for carried out the profit of a business run by all of them or any one from that. It means it is not necessary to remain present in partnership firm for all partners. Any one partner can also run the business. Okay girls, again we see the definition. Again we see the definition. The definition of Indian Partnership Act 1932. Partnership is the relation between the person who have agreed to share the profit of a business carried on by all or any one of them acting for all. It means here all the partners are gathered for the distribution of a profit, right? And any one or they all can run the business. The person who enter into such a relationships are individually called partners and collectively a firm. The individual person of a partnership firm are called partners and their entire business is called a partnership firm. Right girls? From the above definition, it can be said that two or more persons who are compelled to undertake a contract to earn profit from a legal business. The important word is a legal business. Partnership run only for the legal business. They cannot become a partner. They cannot join in the partnership firm for the illegal business. The business is termed as partnership. The business run collectively in partnership by two or more persons is known as a partnership firm. This is also another definition of a partnership, but in the exam we have to write this definition because this is a definition given in the Partnership Act 1932. Right? Now characteristics of the partnership. Partnership is creation by contract. Here more than two persons are gathered and come into the contract. So partnership emerges through agreement. Partnership agreement can be in written or oral form, but written form is desirable and advisable. Partners can collectively do business by orally agreement or written agreement, but written agreement is a desirable and advisable. The second characteristics is a profit objective. Here, by nature, all the partners come together for the distribution of a profit, for earn the profit. It means a partnership firm forms to earn and distribute profit. The distribution of profit or loss is done amongst partners in their predetermined proportion. Here, the what will be the profit loss ratio? It will be decided pre-decided. As per Partnership Act, profit or loss is distributed in equal proportion if no provision is made in contract. It means suppose they are not making any contract, they are not doing any legal and written contract, then what will be the proportion of profit? It will be equal. But mostly in partnership firm, all the partners predetermine the proportion of the profit and loss. Legal business. Partnership firm is formed to do a legal business. It means partnership is possible only for the legal business. Suppose one example, in a Gujarat, persons want to do alcoholic business. It is not possible. Law will not allow them for making a partnership for the alcoholic business, right? Fourth characteristics, agent of each other. The business of a partnership firm is run by all the partners or any one of them for all or more than one partner. Thus, each partner is an agent of each other. It means here it is not compulsory to remain present in a firm for all partners. Anyone can remain present in a firm and run the business. This is a very important point. Number of partners. This is important for the one-line question answer or MCQ. The section 464 of the Companies Act 2013 empowers the government to prescribe maximum number of partners in a firm subject to maximum of 100. Right? It means how many maximum number of partners in a firm? 100. According to the Companies Act 2013, the government has prescribed maximum number of a partner in a firm to be 50 Wide Rule 10 of the Companies Rules 2014. Okay, it means according to the Rules 2013, maximum number of partners in a firm are 100, and according to the Companies Law 2014, the maximum number of partners are 50. Unlimited liabilities. This is the same characteristics of the sole proprietorship. In the sole proprietorship, you have also studied that the owner's liability is unlimited. Here in the partnership firm, the liabilities of the all partners are also unlimited. As per Partnership Act, partners are responsible to pay business obligations from their personal property when the firm does not have sufficient asset to pay liabilities of the business. It means at the time of loss, partners has to pay all the obligation, all the liabilities from their personal property also, right? Every partner individually and collectively is responsible to the partnership firm. Therefore, the liability of each partner is unlimited. Here, they have to use their own property, their own asset to pay the liabilities of a business. And last characteristics is a ownership and management of firm. Partners are owners of business and they do the management of business. The management of business is done either by all the partner or by one partner or by more than one partner. Here, owners are also manager and manager are also owner. All the owners are not manager, but from them any one or more than one can administrate the business and run up the business. Okay girls, there are total 7 characteristics. Now fourth point is a partnership deed. Now I will explain you in short what is a partnership deed. Partnership deed is a agreement between all the partners. Again, what is a partnership deed? Partnership deed is an agreement or contract between all the partners. Here, this partnership agreement can be written or oral. Again, the partnership agreement can be written or oral. A written agreement of partnership is known as a partnership deed. Okay girls, what is a partnership deed? A written agreement of a partnership is known as a partnership deed. Written partnership deed is desirable and advisable. Why it is a desirable and advisable? Because the solution of any misunderstanding or dispute in future can be obtained on the basis of provision of a partnership deed. The partnership deed is an administrative constitution of a partnership firm where all provisions pertaining to firm's administration are included. Generally, following contents is included in the partnership deed. Now, in the partnership deed, which type of particulars, what will be included in the partnership deed? Here, details of partners, details of firm, it means a name, address of a firm, type of business, commencement of a partnership, it means a date of the commencement of business, what will be the proportion of capital of each partner, it means a capital, what will be the interest on capital, what is a drawing, how partners can withdraw their amount from the partnership firm, interest on drawing. Then distribution of profit and loss, it means at the time of contract they decided their profit and loss sharing ratio. Salary, bonus, commission, remuneration to the partner. There is no provision in the Partnership Act for the payment of salary, bonus, commission and remuneration to the partners. If any partner takes active participation in the management of the partnership firm, a provision is made in the partnership deed for the payment of salary, bonus, commission, remuneration to the partner. It means partners are doing a business for earning a profit. They cannot ask for the salary, bonus, commission and remuneration. But from them, if anyone play the active role in the business, partners provision is made in the partnership deed for the payment. Okay. Next, interest on loan provided by partner to the firm. The rate of interest is to be mentioned in the partnership deed. When any partner has lended a loan to a firm, if no provision is made in the partnership deed, as per Partnership Act, 6% per annum, it means per year, interest will be paid on the loan given by the partner to the firm. It means it will be pre-decided the rate of interest if any partner lended a loan to a firm. But if it is not decided, then what percentage of rate firm will pay the interest? Remember, 6%. Interest on partner's loan is treated as an expense of a business. Thus, it is debited to the profit and loss account. Now, goodwill. The computation to determine the value of goodwill at the time of admission of a new partner and at the time of retirement or death of a partner is also mentioned in the partnership deed. In the third chapter of this part, we have to do detailed study about the goodwill. Now, admission. The provision pertaining to admission of a new partner and the retirement or death of a partner is also mentioned in the partnership deed. Dissolution of a firm, in what circumstances firm will be dissolved, what procedure will be adopted, etc. These points are mentioned in the partnership deed. In short, partnership deed is a written agreement between the partners in that all the particulars, all the rules, regulations between the partners are decided. In that, again, name of partner, then details of partners, details of firm, types of business, capital, interest on capital, drawing, interest on drawing, distribution of profit loss, salary, bonus, interest on loan provided by partner. Here you have to remember, if there is no any clarification, then partnership firm will pay the interest 6% on the loan of partner. Goodwill, admission and dissolution. Okay girls, but it is not compulsory to make a written agreement. It may be oral. Oral agreement is not advisable. Still, in that at the times of oral agreement, at the time of oral agreement, if any dispute created between the partners, they will solve that dispute with the Indian Partnership Act 1932. Okay. See here. The following provisions of Partnership Act 1932 will be applicable if no partnership deed is prepared or no clarification is made in the partnership deed. Again, if already partners have decided their profit and loss ratio, their capital proportion, their bonus, salary, okay, at that time they will use their partnership deed. But if there is no any clarification regarding the written agreement, they will use the Indian Partnership Act 1932's guidelines. First guideline is each partner contributes capital in the firm by mutual agreement. There is no restriction in the Act in this regard. It is not mandatory to bring a capital for each partner. Okay. Second, interest on the capital of partner cannot be paid. If there is no any written agreement, then partners cannot ask for the interest on capital. There will be no any provision for the interest on capital. The distribution of profit and loss would be remain in equal proportion. If partners have not decided their P&L ratio, it means the profit and loss ratio, then all the partners will get equal proportion profit and loss. Fourth point, interest on drawing of the partner cannot be charged. It means due to the at the time of drawing, partners will not pay any kind of interest on that drawing. It means that they will not get the interest on capital, they will not pay the interest on drawing. Salary, bonus, commission and remuneration cannot be paid to the partners. 6% per annum interest is payable for the loan given by any partner to the firm. It means if any partner lended a loan to a firm, he will be paid 6% interest per annum. In case of any reasonable expense incurred by the partner for the firm, the partner has to right to reimburse it. It means if any partner will do the any kind of expense for the firm will reimburse it. Okay girls, today what we have seen, today we have seen the meaning of a partnership, then characteristics of a partnership, partnership deed, partnership deed and The last point is a guidelines of a provision of Indian Partnership Act 1932. Okay girls, today we are stopping our topic here. From the next day we will see the sum. The weightage of this chapter is a 4 mark. One short sum will be asked and one MCQ. I hope you all will revise this theoretical part, and we will meet next day. Thank you girls. Take care.